Hey everybody, got a video here for you today. And since I made a series on the pyramids in Egypt, I thought I should include one more, whether the Egyptian authorities want you to know about this place or not. It is certainly a pyramid, like other structures that is on pyramid lists, so it's going to be included in my pyramid list. But here you see it up in a mountainous range, kind of a strange place for a tomb to be built. This is what it looks like. And some history on this is the remains are barely visible today. Well, that's a bunch of crap. Here it's clearly seen. Looks just like the pyramid of Djedefre, as it is called. But it is only about maybe half as big as what we have left. But it looks exactly like it. And here you see the shaft perfectly aligned to the north. And this does remind me of Djedefre's pyramid just because it is up on top of a hill. And clearly we have a structure here that is very ancient. And clearly we have a structure here that the Antiquities Council in Egypt doesn't want you to know about. Now the history on these structures, the one at Zayat el-Aryan, and even they say it about Djedefre's, and there's one down at Abu Sir, Saqqara, and a couple others. They say these are unfinished pyramids where the pharaoh died at this stage of construction of his pyramid. They all died at the same time. That is just laughable. And the only thing we have here is a shaft cut in the earth. There was people down here about 30 years ago. No burial chamber or sarcophagus or valley temple or anything that is associated with the so-called tomb pyramids was found here. Now, the history on this Seila pyramid, and that's clearly what it is described as in these articles. But here, that isn't even a picture of what is shown on Google Earth. And the history is terrible on this place. It says, the northernmost of these small step pyramids is located at Seila and has long been known to Egyptologists. The pyramid was first investigated by Burckhardt in the early 1900s, I guess, but at that time its builder remained a mystery. Brigham Young University, working with an Egyptian archaeologist named Faiyum, excavated here during the 1980s, discovering a limestone stela and an offering table that point to this pyramid being built under the reign of Snefru, and he also built like 3 or 4 other pyramids, and it seems he was leaving dedications at these pyramids, so they just said, hey, Snefru, he built this, no problem. And that's a bunch of bull. And here is a good article, and they actually have pics of what is found up here. Remember that last article said the remain, and I think that's influenced by the Egyptian authorities. It said the remains can barely be seen today, while here we clearly have a structure up here. It says the pyramid at Seila is located to the northeastern part of the Faiyum city. It is to sit on the south of the Qam el-Haman, on the east of the Faiyum oasis near the necropolis of Meidum. The step pyramid of Seila is one of a group of similar structures scattered throughout Egypt, and they are located at Elephantine and Edfu, and there are Abydos and a few other places, which have mystified archaeologists and defied the traditional definition aligned to the Egyptian pyramids since early times. And it goes on to say they are missing many of the features that traditional pyramids have. The pyramid is different from other pyramids as no internal chambers have been found, but the central core of the pyramid is damaged, and is suggested that this may be the work of tomb robbers, so it is possible that there were internal chambers when it was intact. So all we have here at this place that was found was a central core, really, shaft cut in the earth. That is all we have here. But I think this is important. I think these are very ancient. And they don't want you to know about them simply for the fact that the one at Zayat el-Aryan is covered in trash. The one up at Abu Ruwash, Djedefre's, that was covered up in trash for a long time, but they had to uncover it because too many people knew about it. And this is a video I did during my pyramid series. And this is another pyramid that is covered up at Abu Ruwash. It is documented in the 1800s. But today, this, they planted trees around it, so it's totally covered up. This is another one of these structures that they don't want you to know about, so I want to remind people of this one. There are actually 3 structures at Abu Ruwash. One is totally dilapidated. Djedefre's is up on that hill, and here is one down here that is totally covered in trees. The only place trees are growing at Abu Ruwash. This is a pyramid under here, exactly like the one I showed you on that hillside. Now, I can see nothing around this original structure that the Egyptian authorities don't seem to be too eager to put on their pyramid lists. But I found this one little thing right here. Appears to be man-made, and maybe Snefru was the only pharaoh ambitious enough to come up here and make a dedication to the builder gods, and then his name gets attached to the building of this prehistory structure, in my opinion. But let's just give it a little comparison to the Pyramid of Djedefre, as it is called at Abu Ruwash. Now here is the Pyramid of Djedefre. Sand has been cleared away. This is a bit bigger, but the same features, just a shaft cut in the earth. That's all that this is and ever was, and it's the same as that pyramid I showed you down near Faiyum. And here's the Pyramid of Seila, they call it. Shaft cut in the earth. This one is covered up by sand pretty much still, but pretty much the same features. Shaft cut perfectly aligned to the north. Same thing. Now, I would have never known the name of this place if there wasn't a few picks attached, but here is all that remains on the top of that hill. And they say that they pulled these stones, gangs of men pulled them with ropes up ramps to build these pyramids of all different sizes. So they really made it difficult doing it on the top of a hill. And here is the view looking downward from what they call the Seila Pyramid. Quite a place to build a structure. Perfect for making astronomical observations, I would imagine. And once again, back at the structure they called Djedefre's pyramid, but here are the temples and the little things here built by the dynastic Egyptians 4,500 years ago. And if we back out and go down here, here is where the Egyptians thought it would be a good place to build a little forest right over this lost pyramid that is underneath the trees here, the only place in Abu Ruwash where trees are growing. Now, the next article I found, I could have totally predicted it. Work suspended at 4,600-year-old Seila Pyramid in Egypt. It says, archaeological work has been suspended at the 4,600-year-old Seila Pyramid in Egypt. Excavation and research at the site has been going on for nearly 3 decades, now led by a team from Brigham Young University. Seila is one of 4 pyramids constructed by the pharaoh Snefru. Boy, he was ambitious. The father of Khufu, this ruler revolutionized pyramid buildings by constructing the first true pyramids with flat sides that angle up towards the sky. This is not a true pyramid. It has nothing to do with the huge pyramids of Giza coming from Khufu, supposedly. Now, there is a Professor Wilfred Griggs who is leading this research done at this strange hilltop pyramid. But he had an interview by phone, and I think this article was done about 3 years ago. It says, Professor Griggs said in an interview from Cairo that the antiquities officials are not permitting work to be done at the pyramid. They're worried about robbing and looting. So they're worried about this group from Brigham Young University robbing and looting the pyramid that they are investigating. They don't want you to know about this pyramid here. Just like the one at Zayat al-Aryan, the one that's totally covered at Saqqara, the pyramid at Abu Ruwash covered in trees. They had to let you know about Djedefre's because too many people knew about it. There is a cover-up of deep history in Egypt going on. Thought I would make this video. There's another pyramid for you, and you all have a very nice day.